Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and I know that I said I wasn't going to start on the retro journal until the end of December, but I started cutting the pages out and I got all excited and I thought, ooh, I think I might have to start on it. So I'm going to go ahead and start working through it, and you can watch it when you get to it and we'll go from there. Hi everybody. Okay, so I'm going to begin on the retro Psalm 31 woman journal, and I thought I would just show you some things. I've started on this in a different way than I have any other journals because I've been to so many flea markets and gathered things and gone to Hobby Lobby. I just thought I'd kind of go through some of this. I've got a bunch of handkerchiefs, and I have the thought that I want to put these into the journal and either put them in as a page and sew up the middle and let this be a page, or the other thing I might do is, if I could find two the exact same size, I might use that fusible interfacing that I did the demo on to make a cloth page. And these are kind of close. And try fusing, oh no, they're not. Anyway, I'll sort through that, but maybe fuse two of them together to give them a little bit more volume so they don't flop around as much. But anyway, somehow or other, I want to use handkerchiefs. So I've gotten some really pretty ones of those. And I got this ice coupon book, and it was $10. Not to me, but I mean, it was originally they paid $10, and it had these coupons for 25 cents of ice at a time, and then in the back there's 10-cent worth of ice. And I'm like, just to think of that, just to think like they didn't have refrigerators, and they would actually have the Iceman come and they would give them a 25-cent coupon and get their ice. So, and they had to buy it $10 at a time, which, you know, that's quite a bit of money back then. Now, this was before the 50s and 40s, I think, but I had that in there just because it was part of my flea market stuff. I got an S&H green stamp book, and my mom used to collect those, and I got some things from green stamps, so that's kind of a good memory for me. I've gotten doilies, you know, to go in the color scheme. This is the ruffle, yards of ruffling that I've got from Hobby Lobby, and my idea is I'm going to sew those on the edges of the pages. And I actually got these before I even designed the journal. So like I said, this journal has been completely backward and different than some that I've done. I've got a hairnet that I got at a flea market in its original package, Miss Thrifty extra fine mesh hairnet. And I've got a bunch of these cookbooks and various things that have imagery from the 50s and 40s. I sort of started collecting these needle books, and so I think I've maybe shown those before, some of them. Yeah, here they are. Here they are. Oh my goodness. I ran on to, you know, I looked and didn't find any all over the place. And then I went to this one little flea market, and in this one little booth, somebody had a bunch of them. And so I just think they're so cute. And I've thought about, I wondered if I could scan them in and put them on Etsy for other people to use. I've actually seen one from one of the other people that have files that they sell. Isn't that cute? A little rose. And they were giveaways as advertising for companies, a lot of insurance and banks and things like that gave them away, I guess. And some of them, like this one, just has such sweet imagery on it. And this one is, no, this is another different one. And Here's one with a woman and a German Shepherd and a speedboat, which I think is pretty hilarious. That makes me want to sew. I don't know about you. So, and there's another one. And anyway, so I have a section, you know, in that journal for sewing items, and so I'm planning on putting a couple of those at least in one. So here's some more of my handkerchiefs that I've gathered up. I know I have way too many for one journal, so I may have to make multiple journals. But I was looking for the colors, you know, the green and red, and then the pink. And then I found this. It's a flour sack that's made into a tea towel. And I'm going to use that for the cover some way or other. I hope this is coming. I hope I'm not out of focus and stuff as I pull these things out. But that, I got that for $3, and I thought, wow, that's awesome. Another household hints book, and here's a candy bar punch card. Now this says 1949 on it. I got that. Some more handkerchiefs, some lace that I thought might come in handy. Oh, there's some cute button card. Here's a milk bottle seals. Contract bridge scoring card. There's another needle book. And some music and a pretty woman. Now that's 1925, so I won't use that in this one. And then just some old envelopes and things. And a ribbon. And so here's some of the ribbons I got at Hobby Lobby when they had 50% off. And so anyway, I'm showing you this to hopefully inspire you to, if you haven't gone out to look for things to put in it, to think about it. Take that one out. So this is my inspiration box, I guess you could call it. And I don't know how much of it I'll actually get to use, but that's what I've gathered from the flea marketing and such. So then I cut everything out. So hopefully you've done that or you're getting ready to do that. So there's the tickets. Here's the pages. I printed extra yellow pages because, you know, I talked about doing a signature as a cookbook. And so the idea was to be like the old cookbooks that have the dividers in that yellow. And so here's your tabs: desserts, salads and sides, meats, casseroles, soups, appetizers. So depending on how many you want to make, you could make a whole cookbook just in itself. So I think I printed 4 or 5 maybe sheets of yellow to do that with, and that will be a whole signature. So what I need to do though is go back and print on the back and get yellow on both sides. Probably. No, maybe not. Maybe I want it to be white on that side. So I'm just going to go through some of these. So cut these out. It goes through, you know, Proverbs 31, and the verses are numbered so you can keep it in order. And I did this passport in 1 page, but I think it would be better to use thinner paper. So use that as a template and cut out some other paper and then fold it in half and staple it, and you'll have a little passport. And so that was kind of in the whole travel direction. And I am going to make a separate kit on Etsy that has some really cool old travel posters that you could put in that section. And the verse that I put with that is, she is like merchant ships. She brings her food from afar. So that kind of gave me an excuse to go off into the direction of travel. And so there are these luggage tags that you can put in there and do that if you want. If you want to go in that direction, I gave you several different directions you could go in. Now, as far as the recipes, you'll also want to print out, if you do the recipe book, you'll want to print the recipe card page several times. I did, I think, 3 or 4. I'll probably have to do some more. And cut those out. And then these strips, which also need to be cut in half, are made to sew into your junk journal page, and just go around the edges, and that's a little mini pocket, and then this will slide down inside of it. So if you notice, it's a pretty tight little fit, because I wanted to make sure these were big enough to put a recipe on, but also still fit into the journal. So if you stitch them, you'll want to stitch them really, really close to the edge. And so that's these strips. And we have lots of little pieces and parts to put in. I've got, I think, 3 aprons, and I gave you a choice on the pockets to either put these kind of pockets on, which I think those are the ones I'm going to use. And you can just either stitch them on or glue them around the edge in a U shape, and then tuck either a little piece of fabric in there as a hanky or tea towel or something. And then I gave you the apron strings on paper, but I said you could also use a ribbon, and I'm going to use ribbon on mine. I think it'll look really cool. So I'll attach ribbon. Here's the other one, and I think there's a pink one somewhere. So there's that. Here's one of the artwork from one of these needle packages. So you could either take this and make yourself a needle package, or just use that as a journal card. I had a couple of these different sizes, and these are for pockets. And so you can either put it all the way across a page and sew it and let it be a little mini pocket, just a little tuck spot. Here's one that's a little bigger, that's the side of a page, so you could sew it on the side and tuck things into it. You could also turn it around and have it be a ruffle on the edge pointing out. So that's up to you. You might, want to make several of those, and you could also do them in different colors or different patterns if you wanted to. So that could be a template if you wanted to do it on scrapbook paper. And then these purses, oh, here's some more of this was part of the traveling, I think, or exercise. There was one on exercise. She girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong. That was that one, because she's out walking and riding and doing things. Some of these I know are a little bit of a stretch, but it's supposed to be fun. So hopefully you can go along with it. Cards for you to fill out. I'm looking for the pocket for the purse. I'll come back to that. Oh, there it is. So let's see if I can find the inside. Yeah. So this is the purse, and I'll finish cutting it out. I'm going to cut with an X-Acto knife probably. And so you'll glue this into your journal around the edges in a U shape. So that'll be a pocket for you to tuck something into. And then this goes over it, and you can attach it at the bottom with a piece of washi tape or cloth or something, so that it can open up like that. And then here's another little pocket that goes right here, and you can either stitch it or glue it, and then tuck something in there. So that's kind of, and then there's also, oh yeah, and then here's the panel for the outside. So you can put this on it, have a pocket here, pocket here and a pocket here. And you can also glue a big bow here if you wanted to, and that would be super cute. And I did two, my grandma used to call them pocketbooks. And so these pocketbooks are, there's two of those for you. And of course, then there's these coin envelopes that we'll want to fold and glue. And there's another travel. The paper doll sort of imagery, because it talks about she was clothed in purple, clothed in fine linen and purple. And so I took the stand, it was getting ready to tear, so I decided to just tear it myself. So when I put it in the book, I'll put it back together. But that's your dress stand. And then the clothes are made to fit over that. And you can either fold the tabs down and put something on it, and then just put these in a little pocket next to it. This might be a cute pocket, or this one might be a cute pocket to kind of tuck them in so you can see them, but still have a place to tuck them. So there's a purple top, a purple skirt, a purple dress. But then, you know, since it's the 50s, I couldn't help but come up with a poodle skirt and a top. So these go together. And so however you want to do that. And then here's a little purple purse from the 50s that you can go put in there with it. So that's the kind of the fashion stuff. And the purses go with that. And so you can go off in that direction. And let's see, what else? Oh, the sewing. Okay, so let me find the sewing. Okay, I think we're coming to it about here. There's a lot of stuff in this kit. So here is a little needle case for you to make. And so it's made to go together like this, glue it together. And then I gave you two images to pick which one you wanted to put on the front. You can either put the pincushion, or if you like the lady, you can put the lady. And then you can, what I suggested, and here's the thing, when you cut this stuff out, the instructions are gone. So that's why we'll work through it on the video and make sure we get all the pieces together. But, you know, on those needle cases, let me grab one. On these needle cases, what they did, in case you haven't looked at one, is they took, oh, well, now this one's different. This has a little paper holder for it. So that one's different. Let me find one where they're threaded on. Let's see if this is one. Yeah. So what they would do is they have a piece of foil paper and they would just thread needles through it. And so if you have any color foil and you want to do that, I mean, it's fancy. This one has like cobwebs embossed into the foil. You can do that and create your own little needle cards, or a threader card if you want to get a threader and do that. Or you could do straight pins or whatever. But that is kind of the intention that I had for this, to make your own needle case. You could also use a piece of cloth if you don't want to use foil. Foil might be a little difficult. I think it would probably tear easy. And so cloth might be a better solution. A little piece of maybe cotton cloth or even felt you could put inside of it. Make yourself a little needle case. And then I have, where did they go? I have little thread. Here's the other purse. I wonder if they're caught up in here somewhere. But there's two, or actually, no, I know where they are. I glued them. Okay, here's what I want to tell you too. These. I went ahead and glued it to this piece of thin cardboard. And this came inside my printer paper as just something to keep it from the paper to get wrinkled. So I glued this on yesterday. And so that will give this a little bit more. It needed to be stronger than just a piece of this. So now I'm going to go in and cut these out. And they're made for thread and yarn, to just wind some thread and yarn on there and use those for little tuck-ins. So you can start to work on that. I think the rest is just cards, another purse. So anyway, for this first video, I just wanted to encourage you to get everything cut out. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cut these out. And I'm going to glue my tabs to the yellow paper for the recipe signature, so I can start to think about that. Fold my pages in half. And I'm also going to look for some thin paper, some lined paper, maybe just some notebook paper or something, and cut out 3 or 4 pages for my passport and just kind of get ready for that. So anyway, I got really excited when I saw this stuff. I think it's going to be really fun. So here we go. I'm going to stop now and go get some of this stuff prepared. And then on the next video, I will have some of these things together to show you. So we can go along and do it. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, please click the like button and think about hitting the subscribe button too. Bye-bye.